Torp here. Thought I'd share an experience that I just went through. It's about the Diamond Program and contract violations. I hope this interests you because it sure the hell interests me because I've looked at every single contract violation that there is and more. Anything from Nugs, Pedro, the list goes on and on. Kimmy, I think it's Kimmy's Financial Plans or something like that. Just a ton of them. Gag Mom. Let me tell you what happened. I got on this here Diamond Program, right? Reset my acceptance rate. And I was pretty excited about it, I'm not going to lie. Now, like I said to you guys before in a video, I didn't know what to expect. So day one, terrible. Off the charts bad as it gets. Everything was low ball. The whole thing was a low ball. I think it was a Monday. And before you guys say anything, no. I don't have that kind of market where Mondays suck, Tuesdays are good. It's not predictable for me. Anything can happen on any given day. Doesn't matter if I'm a top dasher because I've done that too. Every day is different. I mean, one Monday is great, the next one sucks is my point. Who knows? So I did the Monday, sucked. Tuesday was off the charts. My average is like 100 to 120 bucks in like 4 to 6 hours. In my market, that's good. Where I live, that's actually pretty damn good money for my expenses here in this area. Believe it or not, that's actually pretty good. So I was impressed on Tuesday because what happened on Tuesday was I ended up getting 44 miles for 120 bucks. Blew my mind. Never seen anything like that before. It's usually 100. I usually do $1 a mile. That's been the case since I figured out how to use the app. And how to look for, cherry picking and stuff like that. All the things I've learned from YouTube and people here that are actually doing it right. Wednesday, mediocre. Thursday of last week was pretty much what I was doing before the Diamond Program. Nothing to talk about, right? So I went through the weekend, I think, and everything was pretty much the same. This week, I was overwhelmed with how fast the orders were coming in. I mean, they were coming in fast. I was in one of those situations to where even when you pause the app, as that little thing comes down and says, we won't send you any orders while you are paused, the little tiny thing at the bottom of the screen, while you're looking at the pause screen and the clock starts, and an order pops through. It was so busy that was like doubles coming through in that split second of time. It was that busy. I couldn't stop the orders from coming in, and they were really bad. Just terrible bad. So, I said, I was like, you know what? I started off with 100%, and the first order I declined, not the first order I got, because I know how that works. You decline the first one, you're pretty much done on the Diamond Program, as a newbie on the Diamond Program. So I got down to like 4 or 5. There's just some things I can't do. I'm not crossing the bridge from Kentucky to downtown Cincinnati. It's at least an hour, and that's if I don't get stuck in traffic, which is all the time because they're down to one lane on the bridge or the 75 northbound, southbound lanes. It's just a mess. You don't want anything to do with it. It's just not worth it no matter what. So I finally declined one. I went from 100 to 80. Right? I figured something would happen, a big decline like that. And then after I declined a couple more in the days to come, I noticed it went from 80, and then it started making sense, kind of like back to where I was. 72% to 70 for one order, and then I got back up to 74 real quick, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. It kind of fluctuates. It doesn't make any sense. So I've been kind of sitting around 54, and the orders are coming in super fast. I mean, I'm getting a ton of orders while I'm at the restaurant, for the pickup. Or I'm getting orders, which I've never seen before, come in as I'm delivering. I'm like, that's a first. So I'm diligent. I always double check the address of a place. I always do that. Even while I'm there, I don't care how experienced I am or how new I am. I'll look at the mailbox. I'll look at the house, because when I first started doing this, I didn't want to do either one of those. I didn't want to look like a stalker. And I'm thinking later on, I'm like, look like a stalker, dude. This is the job, man. You need to be right. And the people that are staring at you from within the house that you can't see understand why you're staring at their mailbox and the house. He's like, oh, this guy's just trying to make sure that he's got the right house. Well, getting on the Diamond program, I realized that the orders are coming in so fast, I had to move fast. I had to move more accurately than I've ever moved before. I'm not used to moving that fast. Not like that. Not to where you're declining orders while you're on a delivery. I've never experienced that before. So the last delivery that I did, the second to last delivery that I did, I literally got the address wrong. It was an apartment complex, which, unlike you guys, apartment complexes don't bug me at all. As a matter of fact, I kind of prefer them. You're going to find the damn place, and I'll tell you why I say that. It's a very small area. It's not out there. It's not that subdivision. It's not that. You're in the right place. You just got to figure out the numerical system of how they built this damn place, because as we all know, some of them don't make any sense at all. But you're in the right place. Just keep on going in circles a little bit, and eventually the customer's going to come out or text you. If you're not smart enough to have already contacted the customer, say, I am here, I'm still locating your building. Something, anything. Well, the one before it pretty much had the exact same address, except for it was 11, the apartment number. The one I went to, my last delivery, was 8. But I still had 11 in my head. Screen looked the same. I was in the same area. Everything matched up in my head, but I'm moving fast. Almost like I'm multitasking without multitasking at that point, because I have so many deliveries at once. So I made the ultimate mistake. I knocked on the door because it was a hand it to me. It was a shop and deliver. Some kid opens the door. I gave him the stuff, said thank you. Drove off. Delivery complete. Get home. 10 minutes later, because that was my last delivery, contract violation. Order not delivered. Like, oh. I was so mad. I thought it was fraud. I did. I thought it was fraud. I remember telling my wife, I'm like, this is fraud. I finally found one. Over 2,300 deliveries later, a year and a half later, I keep hearing about this on YouTube. I've never experienced it. I thought, I finally got it. It finally happened. I was like, I remember telling her, too, I was like, it's not when or if, it's when. It's when it's going to happen. Well, I was livid. I was pissed. I mean, I was sweating nails. I was so mad. So I looked back, because I screenshot every single, I don't know if you guys do this, but I do the in-app navigation. The only reason I do this is because I know my area. I know when it's wrong. That's what I'm getting at. So save your comments on that. I know it's best not to, but I know this area so well. I can use in-app navigation and still get there on a timely matter, because I don't listen to it 80% of the time. So I look back at my screenshots of the in-app navigation. I do a screenshot of the special instructions with the address and the customer name. That way I just keep popping that up with that little up and down arrow as I'm driving, when I'm getting close, to remind me. And I looked back at it, and no, I got it wrong. I totally got that wrong. It wasn't 11, it was 8. I was 3 doors off in the same building. The only thing about that pisses me off is the fact that the customer knew I was there, because they're watching their phone. Because I got that contract violation within 5 minutes of leaving that place. So they knew I was there. They watched me deliver it to the wrong apartment. I'm like, why can't you just come out and say something, or text me and say, because that's what happened to me when I first started. They said, wrong house. I thought that was DoorDash talking to me through the text. No, that was the customer. Wrong house. I did go back and fix the problem, and it was under a 3-minute period. I never got a violation for that. I never got anything for that. I fixed the problem. The customer let me know I was at the wrong house. And I remember that too, because GPS told me I was at the right house. And we all know that thing's off by at least 3 or 4 houses, if not a block. You guys know what I'm talking about too. That's why it's so important to know your zone, your market. You got to know your zone and your market, or you're going to fail at this. So I got my first contract violation ever. I appealed it, of course, only because I knew that it's important to appeal it, because all you're really doing is letting DoorDash know that you're aware of it. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, but you do need to let them know that you're aware of the violation. I think it's pretty much swept under the rug at that point, unless this becomes a habit. Well, needless to say, I went out the next day and I said, I can't not go back out because I'm nervous of getting another violation or being deactivated, because that's not going to work. I'm going to lose my spirit, you know. I'm not going to want to do this. I'm going to be afraid to get fired, as it were. So I went out and I did 6 deliveries, took my sweet ass time, made sure my head was straight. I'm like, look, you really got to match these numbers up, homie. That's what I told myself. Match them up. At least the first couple days you go out now. Just make sure that you're not taken for granted. Oh, I know this area. I know this area. You can still make a mistake, and I think that's how DoorDash sees it. You're going to make a mistake. It's going to happen. There's no way you're going to stay perfect forever. I don't see it anyway. Unless one of you guys are perfect and have been forever, good on you. I can't do it. But I did get a nice awakening that I need to slow down a little bit and not be so cocky about how good I think I am. I mean, keep my confidence, yes, but be cocky, no. I did 110% fail on that last delivery. I had 11 in my head. All I had to do is what I normally do. Look at the phone, look at the app, check it out, look at the address, and match it up one more time before I bring the food out, because that's what I normally do. I check it one more time. 11? Yep, 11. Cool. See what I'm getting at? So that's been my experience. So if there was an educational piece in here, it is not to be too cocky. Just because you know your zone, you know your area, doesn't mean that you're going to get it right. You still got to have due diligence and put in the effort to take that 2 seconds and look at the address in the app compared to the place that you think it's going to when you get there. The mailbox, and if there's no address, I would highly recommend you contact the customer and ask them for any type of a landmark. What kind of car's in the driveway, what color is the door, something. Because if you do screw up, I just realized this, because I noticed it said on my violation that 3 of 3 were missed. All I would have had to do is contact the customer, and I probably would have got that violation removed. You've got to contact that customer. If you do not contact that customer and there is a problem, you have no leg to stand on except for the cam. Here's the funny thing about that cam. You know, the one you wear on your head or whatever? I would have told on myself, because I delivered it to the wrong place. I was at the right building, but the wrong door. So I went back, hey, I got proof, look at this. And I looked back as holy shit, that's apartment 11. I'm supposed to go to 8. So, no. Contacting the customer is what I should have did, because had I done that, they would have said, anything that would have given me a heads up is like, it's apartment 8, not 11. I'm at apartment 11. I just showed up to your apartment. I'm getting ready to deliver the order. It's like, yeah, I see you outside, but you're at the wrong door. If I'd have done that, it'd probably been fine. Anyway, I just thought I'd share my first contract violation with you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I hope you appreciate that. And I know I got a lot of haters out there, so they'll probably have a field day with this. I really don't care. If they've never had a contract violation and they got over 3,000 deliveries, good on them. I don't think I'm ever going to be that guy. But now I'm wiser. That's the important thing. The contract violation was actually kind of a nice surprise, because now I know I'm imperfect. I can make mistakes, even though I'm my zone. Anyway, just thought I'd share that story with you. Have a good one. Go make your money. All that good stuff everybody else says. Torp out.